Yes, yeah.
For the people still waiting, for the people rebuilding, for the dreamers. What now? I woke up this morning, checked my phone again. No email, no letter, same story, my friend. Sold the furniture, packed away the past, drinking Rick coffee, wondering how long this gonna last. My suitcase got dust, standing by the dryer, been waiting so long. Can't count the cost no more, neighbor ask me daily. So when do you fly? I just laugh and answer, yeah, through. One day, you'll see, you'll see. Some got good news, some got bad news, some still standing in a no news queue. Ma di sombra no woes, diari da scrive. Life don't stop because of a dream. Ashvad, no, what we gonna do? Keep our feet on the ground, they don't stop, oh my dear. Ashvad, no, Danny more vandavle, gotta live today and laugh somehow. Plant the planky, paint the wall, pick yourself up after the fall. Ashvad, no, ons wat ons zo, daar zal weer iets op komen. Voor mij en voor jou. Another dream fell from the skies. Another friend waiting forever and a day, checking his status the usual way. But a life unrolled is still alive. You still got a story, you still gotta fight. No stamp, no fire can stop your smile. So dance in the kitchen for a little while. The road gets longer, the nights get tough. Sometimes hope feels far enough, but breath by breath, step by step. No, my friend, we're not finished yet. Ashvad, no, what we gonna do? Keep our feet on the ground, they don't stop, oh my dear. Ashvad, no, every more van daar, you gotta live today and laugh some more. Plant the plants, paint the wall, pick yourself up after the fall. Ashvad, no, ons wat ons zo, daar zal weer iets opkomen. For me, for you. Maybe America, maybe not today. Maybe another road will come our way. But nobody can take the strength we've grown. After all this waiting, we're still carrying on. Die sombra no voos, die arera skreen op haar. En die leven stopt voor niemand, al voelt het soms zwaar. Ashvad, no. Ashvad, no. Die sombra no voos, die arera skreen op haar. Ashvad, no. Ashvad, no. En die leven stopt voor niemand. Ashvad, no, what we gonna do now? Still got music all around somehow. Ashvad, no, we're still standing now. A little older, a little wiser now. We're waiting, we're denied. We won't let life pass us by. Ashvad, no, we keep moving through. Ashvad, no, ons vat om zo. Today's for living anyway. Die sombra no woos, die hadden dat screen op haar. En die lieren stopt voor niemand. Ashvad, no. Faded.
Good evening, folks. Chris live in central Pennsylvania. My microphone is acting up,
So give me a second here to fix it. There we go. I've taken care of it. For some reason, the light sync went out. Welcome back to the program. It is Thursday night, July 2nd, 2026. We are a very short distance away from the 250th anniversary of the United States. The title of the stream tonight, I'll get that in just a moment. But I want to thank everybody who's showing up tonight. We're at 99 viewers right now. Do we actually go over 100 briefly? Let me see if we hit it. No, do we? Yeah, we hit 106, then people left. Yeah. So, yeah, people are giving you some good advice there. I think log into your cultural orientation and then say, hey, I got to go to the airport. My flight's today. Probably shock a lot of people there. Anyway, at least you get credit for it that way. USA Soccer was tearing them up, yeah. So we'll see how they do without Balogun. That's going to be a tough one for the USA. I got a USA Soccer hat on and a jersey from, I think, 2014 timeframe. Anyway, hey, Brett Sessoms, how you doing there, buddy? It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. All right, so the title of the stream, let me just explain that, okay? Understandably, people who got denial letters are very frustrated. Many are angry. Many are destitute. Now, with the exception of those who had tickets and their tickets were canceled, it's difficult for me to have empathy for people who are destitute because they didn't listen to me and didn't follow my advice. I feel for them, but if they put them in a self-position where they've gotten rid of all their things without having had tickets, that's a self-inflicted wound, and it's unfortunate. There's a handful of people who apparently had tickets, like in September, that were canceled, and subsequently something was found, and they were denied. Those people I truly feel bad for, and my heart goes out to them. However, most people who've received these letters of ineligibility have been saying they have no idea why. For the past 2 days, no idea why. But now, on at least 6 different cases, people have come forward to me and been fully transparent and honest with me. In all 6 cases, it's clear to me why they were denied. If only I had known the things they tell me now, I would have told them a long time ago, your odds are slim. But they didn't tell me that. And so there was really nothing I could do to help them. So the title of this stream, so long to some viewers, is because some people only watch this program because they want to come to America on the refugee program. And I'm grateful for their viewership, but it's not a refugee channel. It's a news and entertainment channel with the most extensive refugee coverage. It also has the most extensive coverage of South Africa. Nobody produces more content on South Africa than me, including the entire Truth Channel. I'm there as an anchor, and all those other people, I still produce more content than the Truth Channel. Business, more content than business, more content than any South African content creator about South Africa. I'm talking about the videos specific on South Africa. No one comes close. I produced over 9,000 videos in the past 6 years. Show me somebody that comes close. It's a news and entertainment channel, and it's the most extensive coverage in the refugee program and the most extensive coverage on South Africa. But I don't cover just South Africa. So, thoughts on Ian Smith? Brett, that's not the time right now. All right, so there you have that. Okay, there are people who only watched it for refugee, and now that they're not going to be refugees, they won't watch anymore. That is their prerogative, and I thank them for the time they devoted, and my best wishes to them should they decide not to watch. There are those who have watched my channel and they did not listen to me, and they weren't forthcoming and honest about things, and they've now gotten ineligibility letters, and they're blaming me, so they're taking it out on me and unsubscribing from my channel and leaving. That is your prerogative. No one has chained anyone to the channel, and I wish you well. I wish you well. So people will leave. For the first time in several months, I've had 2 days in a row of flat or negative growth. I see my subscriber numbers go up, only to be reduced by a larger number by the end of the day. And no doubt it's people who are leaving who received denial letters. The good news is not a lot of subscribers, so that must mean not a lot of denial letters. But that is the reality. So that's what I mean. So I want to thank those people who watch the program if they're leaving and wish them well. Punishing me, I'm punishing my program because you're angry at someone is your prerogative. It's not constructive, it's not productive, but it is your prerogative. Some of those people might actually come back. We'll see. Anyway, so there you go. Jody Ackerman got tickets. Congratulations, Jody. Brett says refugee status is not a given. If someone is denied refugee status, they can still immigrate to America. Not necessarily, Brett. When the 6 cases that I've heard about, the reasons that they were denied are reasons that will prevent them from coming to America, most likely. Yeah. So thank you, John Ferguson, for your subscription. I appreciate that. Johan Ferguson, excuse me. That should be John Ferguson. Johan, apologize for that. Hey, Spook. Yeah, you did make it in time for the 4th. You guys will remember that immensely. I don't. Is it tomorrow morning I'm supposed to see those guys? It's tomorrow. Excuse me. Tomorrow morning, correct? I forgot. I got to do that tomorrow morning. Yeah. Thank you, Elna. It's tomorrow morning. I need to come by the hotel, correct? Yeah. Brett, you've been missing in action for a long time, brother. We've covered this ground many times, many times. Henry Swanepoel says, Angelique says, not fair to you. Sorry, Colonel. I understand. Look, Angelique, I get it. So tonight we had a person who filled in as a manager for the Veterans Organization, and she worked there. She said she could only stay for a few months, and then we said, well, can you stay with us till we hire someone? And we spread out the process, not in a rush to try to hire the right person. We interviewed 9 people, and we brought 2 candidates in. She doesn't like the candidate, and they've had, they're head-to-head, butting heads against each other, and she's not liking her. So she agreed to stay for the 90 days. Today was the 90, yesterday was the 90-day period was up, so she wanted a board meeting. So we gave her the courtesy of board meeting. And she had lots of complaints about the person who was hired as a manager, and that's her prerogative. And then she said, well, I'm going to quit. Okay, well, she didn't show up for work yesterday, so I don't have a problem with that. And then we left the meeting. She left the meeting, and we left it on terms that she would consider staying on, only for her to go out and then send a message out telling everybody she quit, only for us now to get drunks who don't know any better sending us nasty messages telling shame on us for firing her. We didn't fire her. And she stayed from October until now. 8 months. And she was supposed to be there 3 months. We didn't fire her. Just it's stupid people. I have to deal with stupid people all over the world. It's absolutely amazing how many stupid people there are out there. Need to return back to when our founding fathers came together as to the nation we wanted. Well, we're going to have a hard time doing that when we have a Supreme Court that doesn't understand the law. That John Roberts tries to make a fraudulent argument that the 14th Amendment intended to give all rights to the to citizens. That's not true. We didn't grant the right to vote to former slaves until the 15th Amendment, which came a year and a half after the 14th Amendment. The 13th freed slaves. It ended slavery. The 14th gave citizenship to former slaves, not to anchor babies. And the 15th Amendment, a year and a half later, was passed and finally gave the right to vote to black men, but not all people black. So, no, we have a hard time when we have frauds like John Roberts, the worst Chief Justice since Warren Burger in the United States, hands down. Willie-nilly was denied. Willie-nilly, I am sorry to hear about your denial, and you did the right thing being honest. And I don't have an answer for everyone why, but I can tell you in at least 6 cases, people come forward to me and told me things that it's clear to me why they were given a denial. It doesn't surprise me at all when I hear it, but I didn't know that before. Got my worries and my questions answered on this channel through my whole process since the program was announced, so I will stand the shame though I'm in America. Well, thank you, Alma. Good to see you again. Alma, weren't you mad at me? Or have I got the wrong Alma? Yeah, they should stop people who were 5 months pregnant from coming to the country. Absolutely. Birthright system has been used and abused by... Yes, I know it's been used and abused for over a century. It's a disgrace. And John Roberts is a disgrace. Tommy Lombard says, just disappointed we were denied, but won't leave your channel. It's informed. Well, Tom, I'm so sorry that you were also... That's 2 denials here tonight. You're all being gentlemen, and I appreciate that. The thing is difficult is, it's not the end of the world. I'm a big boy. I was a colonel. I can handle this. But I've had people give me personal attacks because they got denial letters. I didn't do what they did. I didn't lead their lives. I didn't sit in their interview, and I had no influence over their interview whatsoever. And I never lied to anybody. I've always said from the outset, an act of omission is an act of commission. You've got to be honest. Now, I don't know about you gentlemen, your cases. I can't speak to that, and you don't need to get into it. That's a personal situation. But as I said, in the 6 cases, the people who fessed up to me, I didn't contact them. They've contacted me, and they fessed up to me. And I found out why. Yeah, so, I mean, in every case, the people were ineligible. And it's clearly ineligible. So it's unfortunate. What's really unfortunate, that's why I made the video short today. It's ironic that we did such a piss poor job vetting people in the past several years that all kinds of criminals came into the country in the refugee program. Look at the Somalis. That doesn't mean all Somalis are criminals, not even a majority of them, a small number. But the point is we let people in who weren't vetted properly, and look what they've done. And we're turning away South Africans for things that, while they may remove their eligibility, they're not nearly as serious as what these people are committing in America, and it's disgraceful. So this is a video I did earlier, short. So let me play that for folks right now. Kind of exasperated. And then I did the other video earlier. So let me get where's the volume at on this thing. It's always difficult. Okay, there you go. Let me play this for you guys, okay? Okay, so this was my short from earlier. And thank you, folks, for still being here. Come on. There we go. So this was earlier. With the refugee denial letters, or the ineligible letters, there's an awful lot of irony here. The irony is that for years, the U.S. government obviously has done a piss poor job vetting refugees. Look at all the scam artists involved in the Somalia $18 billion scams. And the fact that, according to government records, supposedly 75% of Somalis that have been here, many for up to 30 years, live on public assistance. I question that statistic, but even if it's remotely true, even if 15%, that's way too high. Not picking on Somalis, but picking people from all over the country. We have an acute housing shortage here now in central Pennsylvania because we've been flooded with Afghans and Ukrainians, driving up the rental costs for all of us here and for housing prices. Is that fair to Pennsylvanians? No. So the irony here is South Africans are getting scrutinized in far greater depth than past refugees have been scrutinized. Now, I'm not arguing against that. I have no problem with that being the case. We should not allow people who are a threat to our safety and security to come into this country. But isn't it ironic when we've let this country be flooded by people who have no interest in assimilating in this country, who come here and commit criminal acts, bringing their criminal culture with them? And before all you lunatics start losing your minds, you leftists, I'm not saying that all Somalis or all anybody's are bad. I'm talking about people who weren't properly vetted, who came over here, and they've taken advantage of our country and of our generosity and screwed us. But now, South Africans, it would appear in some cases, rather minor offenses, many years going back, are being properly scrutinized and not allowed to come to the country. Isn't that the height of irony? Is that the one administration that adheres to the rule of law is keeping people who would have been able to slide in this country easily under Obama or under Biden out of the country. Irony is something else, isn't it? What do you say, South Africa? I know for those who received an ineligible letter, this doesn't make it any better, but it is definitely ironic. With the all right, so yeah, so that was a short I did earlier today. Again, it doesn't solve anyone's problems or headaches, but it's just, I think it's just an honest statement on my part about the irony. I'll get attacked as a racist because I mentioned the Somalis, but no, I was very clear. It's not all Somalis. It's the fraudsters. Yep. The problem is you have, okay, all the small things, okay. Brett says, do you think immigrants will be... No, you can't run for president. It's in the Constitution. You have to be a natural-born citizen. You have to be a natural-born citizen. So you cannot be an immigrant and become president. Doesn't work that way. You must be born in the United States. That includes U.S. territory. So that's the United States. That's the only reason that Barack Obama was eligible, because he was not born in the United States. Oh, no, not a conspiracy theorist. He was born in Hawaii. It wasn't a state. And it was a territory. And John McCain ran against him. He was born in the U.S. Canal Zone, the son of an admiral on U.S. soil. The Canal Zone was part of the United States as a territory when he was born there. So both of them were eligible to run for president in 2008, even though neither one was born in the contiguous United States or Alaska, which was already a state in 1959. So yeah, Barack Obama was not born in the United States. He was born in U.S. soil, though. So, I don't know. No, that's not a Donald Trump conspiracy theory. That's a statement of fact. So no, you have to amend the Constitution to change that. Webwolf, your advice, coverage, and help is greatly appreciated. Keep on doing the work you're doing. You're very welcome. My pleasure. It's exactly what I was saying when the denial letter went out. Somali warlords with blood in their hands wander right into our country. Well, look at Ilhan Omar, this scumbag who's accused of immigration fraud, but no one's investigating this on a serious basis. No one's dismissing the claims either. Yep. Sammy Struthers, even though been U.S. since February. Well, thank you so much, Sammy Struthers. I don't know any Struthers other than Sally Struthers. Paid time off tomorrow. Elna, tomorrow, what do we say? Why don't we go for, geez, I don't say 9. Let's go for 9:30, okay? I'll be there by 9:30. How's that? In the lobby. How's that? Chris says, I've been contacted, but now I don't know if I want to go given the pro. What are you talking about, Chris? Wait a second. All the angst and all the issue about going in the program, you've been contacted. Now you don't want to go? I'm confused. Would it help if dual citizenship is eliminated in the U.S.? The U.S. doesn't technically recognize dual citizenship. Legally, we don't even recognize it. I don't know why people would accept that. For years, they've accepted it for Jews, allowing them to have U.S. and Israeli citizenship. I think that's bogus. And now lots of people claim citizenship. These passports convenience are bullshit. You can't owe fealty to more than one sovereign. It's utter nonsense. Utter nonsense. They should not recognize that crap. You cannot owe fealty to more than one sovereign. It's as simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. This dual citizenship is all a scam. I'm sorry. It is. People have dual citizenship. It's just a passport convenience. Like Greta Scacchi, I'm watching this show called Darby and Joan, an Australian show. First season was brilliant. Second season's kind of lame. Brian Brown is the star in it, and Greta Scacchi. Brian Brown is like 79 now. He's a fit guy. In his 77, he was still out there surfing in this show. And no, it wasn't a stunt double. It was him. But anyway, it was great the first season. The second season, not so great. I'm watching it on Amazon Prime. I think through my BritBox subscription. Whatever the case is. So in that, I looked up Greta Scacchi because she is got an Italian parent and an English parent. So she had Italian citizenship by birth, but she grew up in the UK. She applied for that at 18. She was denied her citizenship. She applied for it again later, and her leave to appeal was denied a second time. Then she became an actor and became famous, and she applied a third time, I guess in her 30s, and got her citizenship. But she moved to Australia by 1995. So she was born in Italy with an Italian and an English parent, moved to England, grew up in England, denied citizenship, got citizenship at some point, moved to Australia, then gained Australian citizenship. So she carries 3 passports, an Italian, an Australian, and a British passport. That's poppycock. That's poppycock. That's utter bullshit. So who does she owe fealty to? This whole concept of sovereignty and citizenship is being contorted and contrived and abused by these leftists and these fools around the planet. You cannot have 2 passports. I know that people in my audience don't agree with me, and that's fine. That's your prerogative, but I'm right on this issue. Virtual Western Cape, multiple passports is not the same as multiple nationalities. There's a difference. No, Jacques, I've not looked at your emails. I haven't seen any emails today. I had to go spend 4.5 hours of my life listening to somebody complain about someone at work, only for them to quit and then go on to social media and tell everybody they quit and create a mess for us. So I have not had time to look at email. I will go look at your email now. You sent me one today. Oh, no, I read your previous email, Jacques. There's nothing I can do for you right now. Yeah, no, I read your email. I didn't respond to it. I read that when you sent on the 29th. I don't have an answer for you. And I did get your number. Thank you. I'm not in South Africa. What you're asking for is something that I have to get help from South Africa for. And unless people respond to me, I don't get an answer. I read your email, Jacques. I read your email. And I saw the photograph. Sorry, I can't keep track. I did read the one from the 29th of June. But yeah. Yes, Balooey, the lady who went to South Africa, will probably do the interview. But not till after the 4th of July. There's stuff going on right now. I'll have to go move the bees again. Hey, Pierre, how's it going? Beekeepers love them. Takes 9 years to bring in a child over 20 years of age. I speak experience. Huh? Oh, well, you're talking about your specific case. That's not true of everyone. Claire says, if my husband is still citizenship, would that be an issue? It is. Except that you're the main applicant and you're only a South African citizen, correct, Claire? If you're the main applicant and you don't have a safe haven passport and you're in South Africa and you qualify, then that's the right path. You should be the main applicant. Yep, you should be fine in that case. I guess you're new to the channel, Claire. We've interviewed the Stolze family, and the Stolze, the husband has a German passport, and they're here. They've been here as refugees for about 6 months. Armor's falling asleep. Why? You've not been denied, but you were turned away at the Irish airport. Upload a stamp they put in my passport, but not fully mentioned. As soon as I walk in, you see us mentioned. Why were you turned away at the Irish airport? That's an odd situation, Gaming. Watch. Did they give a reason? Willie said, I'd already assimilated in my heart and mind. I'm sorry, Willie. Massive storm. Okay. Phoenix says, Zach, some people just don't understand what it's about. I was stunned with the stupidity. Okay. Okay, all right, somehow I missed a bunch of chat there. But you don't even have to be an intelligence operative to have the multiple passport. I've done assignments where I've had 3 passports. Tourist, diplomat, official passport. Different purposes, different functions. Yeah, well, the Dominicans, that's fraud. They're not Dominican. They go back Dominican. Hey, Rena, you resubscribed. I see that you got unsubscribed, unless there's another Rena Watt out there. Wife has dual citizenship, and I was the primary and all worked out. See, there you go. See? Because you are the primary. Think kindly. Yes, I am new, but thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Claire. Yeah, no, but you have to be the primary. You have to be the qualified. If your spouse has a safe haven passport and they apply, then you're out of luck. But usually they're smart enough to catch it and say, wait a second, you're both applying, but your husband has a passport for Ireland or Germany. Do you? No? Okay, you should be the primary. So if you're the primary, that was smart. Yeah, you made the right decision without my advice. I don't know how you managed that, but good on you. All right. So how did you just find my channel, Claire? How are people just now finding my channel? I still find this interesting. Ilyana Omar should be deported. Yep. They thought I was going there to try to work as a tourist. They're just doing their job. Oh, yeah, Gaming Watch. Yep, that probably did it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. What did Vodka say? I hate this when I have to go back and find something somebody said. I don't see it. I don't see what Vodka said. I had 2 U.S. visas and 1 UK one, fully compliant, so I was a bit shocked. Yeah, but you weren't entering the U.S. or UK. You're entering the Republic of Ireland, and yeah, but yeah, if I were the immigration guy, I probably would have thought you were a safe bet. Are marriage visas a thing of the past? I know some people have. No, you can do that. That happens. But just because you're married doesn't mean you're going to get a visa. There are people get married, the visa is denied to the spouse for various reasons and never come over. Oh, you joined a Discord group. Okay, cool. Irina says, nah, it's the same old. Same old. Oh, Alma, you weren't the one that was mad at me. Okay. Okay, cool. But someone was mad at me in Florida. And I let them down, but I mean, they weren't very understanding. Also, I have missing comments people refer to. Yeah, no, it happens sometimes. It's worse because it's a software. It doesn't bring in every comment sometimes. So sometimes I have to look over in the studio over here. All right, so some things to talk about tonight. So I'm serious. I want to say those who got denial letters and they're angry and they're not going to watch the program anymore, that is your prerogative. I'm sorry to see you go. It's not my fault. I was honest with you all along. If you told me the truth, I told you the truth. Yeah. If you lied to me, I didn't lie to you. No, I'm just saying. Anyway, do you think a ban on visas for pregnant women could be a workaround? Yes, it could be. It should be. It should be. Absolutely. Also, I have missing comments people refer to. Something. Okay. I lost all my contacts. It's like I reset my phone unless I did not. Okay, you're back. Yeah, well, I just got stuck with, Samsung and others have dropped their texting apps, and so I've been using this phone for 6 years now. I'm stuck with Google messaging, and I hate it. I got stuck with it. So, yep. So yeah, it sucks. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this Google. So now my text is Google Messages. I do not like it at all. So yeah, I had till July 6th it was going to switch, or you lose your texting. So I had to switch over today. I've been putting it off for 6 months. Yeah. There have been people's medicals rebooked and movement after received. Yeah, Vodka. Oh, that's what you said. Yeah. No. Okay, so let me deal with a couple things, okay? Let me address a couple things. Is it a bad idea to do a road trip with a new car if it doesn't have tags yet? You can't go anywhere without license plates. Do you have temporary plates? Do you have temporary plates, Andre? If you have temporary, I assume you have temporary because whoever you bought it through gave you a temporary registration. The temporary plates are good for usually 30 days. So as long as you haven't expired, if you're driving on temporary plates expired, you got a problem. There's nothing you can do about a virtual Western Cape because all the phone manufacturers have quit making their own apps for messaging. It sucks. So now we're stuck with Google. And they logged me into my freaking account, my Google account. I don't want to be in my Google account. I don't want my Google account associated with my text messages. This is such bullshit. He said it makes me feel better about it when it comes to my interview. Yeah, well, you got to explain it the way you explain it to me, okay? You've been to the U.S., you honored your visas. You've been to the U.K., you honored your visas, you returned home. You weren't an economic migrant. You went to Ireland, but you'd asked about some seasonal work there, and then you decided to take a tourist trip there, and you got there and well, you were looking for seasonal tourist work, so that's what I'm saying. Hey, LD, what's up? All right, let me... I want to show a couple of different screenshots of Vodka Model and others. But before I get to that, I want to hit a couple of things very quickly. We're going to get back to these, so we'll talk about it later. First off, Portugal won a game. Croatia was absolutely robbed. Absolutely robbed. Unbelievable. But it was a great game. Portugal was a terrible team in this game. A stupid mistake for a player tackling someone in the goal box led to a penalty kick, and the goalie just dived, and then Cristiano Ronaldo just kicked it straight. He didn't even have to fake anybody out. The guy bit, and he burned him. And that tied him up at 1-1, and then they got a beautiful header, to take a 2-1 lead in stoppage time. But then Portugal scored, but they had 2 goals disallowed, including the last one, literally heartbreak at the end, saying it was offside. But the ball was never touched by the Croatian player, and they said Croatia was offside. They say there's a chip in there, but the chip hit the Portuguese player, not the Croatian, and it's such a rob. They got robbed. Yeah. I don't know if the U.S. can beat Belgium without Florian Balogun. I don't know. Goals from Cristiano Ronaldo and Gonçalo Ramos saw Portugal beat Croatia 2-1 in a dramatic round of 32 clash. Yeah, the first half was boring, and I didn't watch the first half, so I turned it off, and I watched the second half. All right. So very quickly here, things are bad for South African rugby. Of course, no one wants to go to Ellis Park because it's dangerous, but ticket prices have been dramatically slashed for Saturday's game. The low demand for tickets at Ellis Park for the opener against England on Saturday has forced the Sorrow to slash prices. Public pressure with fans voting with their feet has left more than 30,000 tickets unsold. It resulted in a massive reduction in prices. Early in the week, seats ranged from 950 to 3,000 Rand for standard seating, with hospitality at 8,000 Rand. A large number of tickets are now available for 650 Rand, even while prime seating is available at 950 Rand. Wow. They're hoping to get close to their stated goal of 62,000-seater stadium at 90%. Well, that ain't going to happen. It's a bit late. They dropped the prices. They're just going to piss off people who pay full price. Yep. Switzerland's up 1-0. Okay, cool. I was expecting Switzerland. So far, my prediction's been correct today. Well, people are blaming me, T for 2. Some people are blaming me that they got denials. It's not my fault. I didn't live their life. So, yeah. And the junior box did come back. It was 33-5 was the final. 33-5. They were only leading 12-5 at the half, and they wound up winning this game 33-5 over Georgia. Georgia hung in there, but in the end, they were too weak. Okay, so here's what I want to show you guys. Okay, so first off, this is being circulated on a certain bathrobe channel, and this is being circulated as a letter of someone doing self-harm. I've covered up the person who posted the name and the telephone number of the person on here to protect their identities, and also the names at the bottom. First off, this is being spread, and people are saying this person off themselves, and they're saying that's evidence of person having done that. There's no such evidence. Someone wrote this. I don't know if it's real or if it's not real. I can't attest to that. But this does not indicate that anything happened to anyone. It just means that someone wrote something because they're despairing. So a lot of people running around saying someone offed themselves because they saw this. People are so gullible to believe anything. A last read from a depressed, desperate father, husband that can't take it anymore. To everyone who knows me, I've always been there for everyone. Please read this and remember me as a good friend and a good father and husband. Lately, things went from bad to worse quickly. My wife lost her work, then I lost my work, and now we're losing our place. We're living basically homeless with our kids. Can't afford rent. What kind of person am I allowing this? First off, this is listed in the refugee group. It says nothing about being a refugee. Nothing about the refugee program. And people are posting this in a refugee program. I have not a single confirmation that someone in the U.S. received a denial letter. Not a single confirmation. I'm waiting for the confirmation for someone in the U.S. to send me that letter. Lots of people telling lots of bullshit about what's going on. Here's another one. This one is purportedly from someone that has contacted USCIS and supposedly, presumably, forwarded the email they received with their denial letter. And then this was a response they got. Now, I've removed the username and the email address that's listed on it. Well, first off, Andre, we don't even know that it's real, okay? When you say it's very sad to see, okay? All right, we don't know that it's real. People run around saying this person's no longer around. They don't know that. They don't know that. People just making assumptions based on things. Facebook isn't real life. Now, this is being shared and is purportedly sent to USCIS, and USCIS says this appears to be a scam. Now, I don't know what was supposedly forwarded to USCIS or sent to USCIS and what email. So this doesn't mean anything either by itself. Thank you for your message. This appears to be a scam. The email you have forwarded is not affiliated with USCIS, and it's not a government email as it ends in .com or .org. Well, duh. Anyone receiving something from USCIS that doesn't have a .gov in it is obviously not. But I've seen the email address that this came from a few different people, and it's a .gov address, and it is a valid email address. So people are just, I don't know who did this. I have a name and I have an email address. I'm not going to pursue it. I mean, there's people doing all kinds of stupid stuff here. It's and all this does is break people's hearts and give false hope. Right. The people don't announce they're going to do that themselves. This is a form of attention. They probably come back and ask for help. Exactly. Stop being suckers. Erica says, don't feel bad. You can't see into someone's future. No results be after the interviews. Well, Erica, I'm not in the interviews. If I was in the interviews, I could see, but I'm not there. So I can't say. South Korea was atrocious in the game against Bafana. Bafana played very well, though. All breath, the red card against Balogun was total BS. It was unjustified. Even people that don't like, even the Guardian said it was unwarranted. The Guardian, leftist newspaper in the UK, said it was an unwarranted red card. Yes, Gaming Watch, the USA does have a chance, but without Balogun, we lose something. McKinney is brilliant on the wing. That guy did a great job in that game. McKinney is fantastic. Malik is also good. And, of course, Christian Pulisic is very good, too. But we will be missing Balogun, and he should be there. My son is 19, still wants to go and work in the USA, too. Will he have problems because of his principal? Okay, so, Tommy, I don't have an answer on that. I can give you a common sense answer and what I believe to be true, having worked with consular services in the past. I didn't work in the consular service. I worked with them in embassies. So I would say that if the reason for the denial, which you don't know and I don't know, is related to you or your spouse, which is most likely, sorry, but that's probably where it's likely, and your son has nothing, he could even, if he wanted to, I believe, submit an intake questionnaire and apply on his own merit because of his age. He's an adult. If he was included on your LB sheet before, he could potentially apply. And he could get an H-2A visa. I don't think it leaves a black mark. Only USCIS can answer that question, and I'm trying to get an answer on that now. It's an important question. I'm trying to get USCIS to answer that question. So, in fact, I got to check on something else because I wrote to ORR recently, and they were all on holiday. I'll see if they're back now. Let me see. No, not back yet. That sucks. I was hoping they'd be back. Not back yet. Anyway, hopefully they'll be back soon. Alan says, never go to Ellis Park again. It's a crap hole. Yeah, it is pretty sucky. Yeah, driving without tags is a big no-no, though. You'll get pulled over instantly. But if you have temporary plates, it's an authorization to drive. So that's why I asked the question. People don't announce that they're going, oh, yeah. I haven't even heard anything. Never mind it now, Larry. No news is good news. Well, let it sky. That's been my argument to people who didn't get a letter on June 30th. So we went through this whole thing. People said, why are all these letters going now? Again, I don't have an answer, but my analysis is that it was a legal review. And they probably were denying, but you can't release it because we haven't had these reviewed yet. Okay? June 23rd, they've been reviewed. They're legal. They're approved under this new program. You may release them. They signed them June 23rd and sent them out on June 30th. I believe that's what happened. So people are like, well, so that mean they're going to send another batch? No, I think, if I'm correct, they'll send denial letters as cases are denied going forward. Not a refugee applicant because I have British citizenship, but I find your show very interesting and find all you say and all you do for people amazing. Well, thank you, T, for two. I really appreciate that. And yes, for those wanting to argue, I had 4 friends over the years that did that themselves. No warning, no letter, just call next day. Well, unfortunately, I've been around that situation too, and I've never come across anyone that announced that on social media. No. Sandy, you're in the U.S., right? It's not on a channel. This nation's championship is a new thing, and apparently no U.S. network secured the rights to it, would be my guess, because it's not on Peacock, it's not, which is NBC, and it's not on Paramount, which is CBS. It's only on Rugby Pass TV, which I mean to me, World Rugby hasn't sold the rights to a U.S. network yet. So in the U.S., if you have rugbypass.com, which is a World Rugby site, you go in there, you'll find the game. In fact, let me sign into my account and I'll show you. So rugby, and it's a free account, rugbypass.tv. Okay. All right. So here I went to Rugby Pass TV. I'm signed in and schedule. Okay. We just come down here. So here's, okay. So watch live. That's a day and 3 hours is France and New Zealand, then Japan, Italy, and Australia, Ireland, Fiji, Wales, and South Africa, England. 11:40 on the 4th of July. Okay. Now here's the champions. These are replays. They're available now. I don't know why they're not showing me the lives. They were listing lives here before. Those are all replays. Is the junior championship over? Because they used to be games scheduled there. Now they're all says replays. Anyway, so this is supposed to be live. Okay. Rugby Pass TV. Okay. Watch now. That's not live, is it? Okay, let's turn that off. We don't need to get a copyright strike because of some advert. Oh no, that's not live. Okay. Anyway, Rugby Pass TV. That's what you want. Rugbypass.tv. Go sign up. It's a free account. And now, well, I would ask that you put my stuff in the background and play it, or put it on your phone or something so I get credit. I keep telling everybody. Willy-nilly says, emailed you the other day, happy to do a denial interview. Willy-nilly, that would be the first one of those. You sure you want to do that, man? I mean, I'll do it if you want to, but I mean, you want to be on camera or do you want to be off camera? I mean, I mean, I don't want to expose you. I mean, unless it's, yeah. Willy-nilly, if you want to do an interview about that, send me a note and I'll consider it. Okay. Oh, you emailed me the other day. Sorry, Willie. Was it listed under willy-nilly or something else? Best Buy has great deals. I had to replace my monitor and smash in cargo. Well, you get better deals at Walmart or Amazon. But yeah, Winnie's got to run. Okay, take care. Well, Andre, you don't know that. You're telling Tommy Leonard that it won't be. What if the son was the reason they were denied? I doubt that's the case, but if it was, then he's not going to get a visa, but probably not the case. Ricardo Pepe is going to come out as a star. I don't think so. Pepe has not impressed me at all, Alan. Not impressed me. He gets beaten off the ball all the time. Pepe is a huge disappointment in the World Cup. Hey, just another girl. FIFA doesn't want the USA to win the World Cup. Those officials nitpicked the USA the whole game. I don't know. I thought it was pretty fair, but that card was unwarranted. Yep. No, that's not where I watch all my games, Landre. Most of my games I watch on Flow Rugby, FLO Rugby, flowrugby.com. I pay for an annual subscription to that. That's where I get all my Curry Cup games. I get my URC games there. I used to get my URC through URC TV, but then the rights were sold to Flow Rugby, so I get it there. I used to have a URC subscription, an NBC Gold subscription, a Paramount Plus subscription, a Flow Rugby subscription, and the list is and a Rugby Pass TV. And it used to be some of the games were just on World Rugby before they created Rugby Pass TV. No, most of the games I get, South African games, are on Flow Rugby. So the Six Nations are all on Peacock. And now they're on Paramount, I think, and the Sevens, I think, are on Peacock still. It's a chore just figuring out where games are at. It's very frustrating. People must also remember the program has also only got smoothed out recently and brought up to date. So this batch is most probably backlog. Yes, it's a backlog, Corey. That's what I'm getting at. I had no idea to come to the U.S. that the weather could be so extreme, hot as hell. It's not normal. It's not normal. This is unusual. Oh, thank you, Sandy, for watching my content. Okay, Texas is hot, but it looks like it's hot in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was 104 degrees here today. That's warm, but it wasn't hot. It wasn't uncomfortable in the shade. Wasn't uncomfortable in the shade. I'm here to tell you. 45 minutes now in the Swiss game. 84 degrees right now, which daytime would be okay, but at nighttime that's kind of high at midnight. Seeing some shocking news for refugees from other countries and the utterances they make on social media. I doubt, Sigi, that it has because they like the old flag. I seriously doubt that. That's free speech. We don't punish people for free speech. Sigi, before you start listening to stories, people telling you why they believe they got blocked, why they believe that they got denied. You know, some of the people that sent me the truth now have been unintentionally feeding me bullshit for months about, oh, Chris, can you check in my case? Can you check in my case? Can you check in my case? You know, I never did anything wrong. I'm pure as a driven snow. And actually, two of the people, what I've discovered from their own admission now after the getting denial, is shocking. One shocked me to the core. One person was dropped in drug smuggling. Yeah, pure as a driven snow. Now, okay, I'm not disparaging anybody here that's got a denial letter. What I'm saying is that we don't know the reason. And the people who denied don't know the reason unless they did something serious, then they know. That person knew. So, you know, flying the old flag or liking it, I seriously doubt that's what did it. Well, Flow Sports is more expensive than Flow Rugby. And here's the thing. If you have a Flow Rugby subscription, you can watch Flow Sports. It's cheaper. I don't think they realize that. Yep. I found out because mine renewed, or I couldn't get into my account one day and I had to pay for another subscription. I complained and they refunded the Flow Sports, and my Flow Rugby came back and it was renewed. And the Flow Rugby was like $69 a year, maybe it's $79, and the Flow Sports is $169. So they gave me my money back, and it's been renewed for a couple years now at Flow Rugby. Hey, Teresa, what's going on? There are no better alternatives in the U.S., Andre. It's not a major sport here. Not a major sport here. Why not move to iPhone? It's not more secure. No, it's not. iPhone's not secure. Right, John, I worked at NSA. I worked in the cybersecurity world. It's not secure. You keep telling yourself that, okay? You keep telling yourself that. Just because Apple claims it is doesn't make it true. Yeah, you got Paramount and Peacock. Well, the Flow, Andre, is if you want to watch mostly South African rugby, which is what I want to watch mostly. So URC and Curry Cup mainly, but also test matches are on there. So 8 degrees. 8 would be nice. Clive Dragon, thank you for your membership. I think I saluted. 110 this week. That's warm. Yeah, when I left Peter Maritzburg, it was 0 on the dot. Okay. Rita, someone uses government meds for epilepsy and they suffer depression because they can't find work. USCIS didn't reveal the outcome medical test because of the meds. What are government meds? You mean free medicine? Redding, California? So stifling, Connecticut, no wind. You're on the ocean. What do you mean there's no wind? Go stand by the beach. Or you're not, you're inland. I don't know what safety officers are. What safety officer to me is the people stand in the corner and let kids cross school crossings. I don't know what that means. And Boilermakers. You mean welders? There's Leandra. Obviously, you don't watch in the program much these days. We just had an interview with Lily, who came up to Pennsylvania. Tomorrow morning, Eleanor, are you still here? I said 9:30. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to meet 3 of the people that have been flown in from around the country to take a job here as a welder in Pennsylvania. 3 of them. Yep. Can who email me for my feedback on what? I don't need more emails from people that are just trying to get the answer for something I don't have. Really worried, especially why the officer kept asking me about who I followed in the past on Facebook. Like that's not being a member, and I left those groups for a reason. I wouldn't worry about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Anthony Nodia, what's up? Justin, we'll always support you. You've been here for us since the start. We love you with a heart of gold. Just love NFL. Nah, I don't love the NFL. Heading towards 6 weeks after 2 4-week email. Hopefully I'll be able to meet soon. Huh? I don't know what that means. Oh, it's been 6 weeks since you got 2 to 4 week email. Okay. If you're denied, Colonel has said there's a handful of things: criminal record, drug use, false application, case isn't strong, or you're one of the Lincoln members did something. Yep. No, that's basically it, Rust the Monkey. How can the organizers schedule game on the 4th? Bad form. Because the 4th of July is not a holiday in England or South Africa, only in America. Glad to see the Flow Rugby started showing a little of the pregame talk anthems. Well, they used to always show the anthems and they stopped showing them. It just depends which nitwit is there starting the stream. Water pipes frozen this morning. Colonel, serious question. I don't have my AD or I-94 yet. Is it worthwhile applying for jobs? Virtual Western Cape, you've been here a lot. I've said this over and over again. I've covered that topic. I've covered it to death. You're not legally required to have an EAD. However, an employer may ask you for it. I think, are you in Texas? And a lot of illegal aliens there. They might ask you just as a pro forma thing, and they're entitled to do that. So is it worth it? I mean, it depends on, sitting around and waiting isn't worth it. I mean, I would go try to get a job. I would if it were me. So, is it worth it? I would say yes. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Oregon. Rainier has to get a driver going. Okay. I didn't say that. Where are you getting that from? Why are you saying if I don't get delinked, I'll get denied? Who said that? I never said that. He wrote that, and I said that's pretty much accurate. I heard what his wife said in your interview. You can state how much of a percentage you want to go into your 401k. There's a maximum. Yes, there's you can't put 50% in a 401k plan. No, there's a maximum amount you can put in your account. Yeah, Russ the Monkey said. I didn't say it, but I didn't say it. Anyway, I think he misspoke. I think what he meant to say is if you have a case, say there's 5 people in the case, 3 adults, one of them's an adult child or adult offspring, and there's 3 people in the case, and one of those people who's an adult gets denied, you all get denied. I think that's what he meant to say. Anyway. Yep. Anyway. Your oldest daughter says sound more and more American. Yikes. You don't need an EAD to get a Social Security number. That's bullshit, Andre the Great. EADs are not necessary for a Social Security number. That's a lie. Go find another Social Security Administration office. Someone's lying to you. They don't need your EAD. Social Security numbers are not necessary for employment. Social Security numbers are necessary for functioning in life in America. They can't deny you a Social Security number. To get medical care, you have to provide a name and Social Security number. How can they deny you a Social Security number? An EAD is an authorization to work. That's bullshit. Don't stand for it. Exactly, LD. Your employer asked if you're allowed to work legally, and they accepted your answer. You had it, but you didn't have to show it. You say Amazon, well, Amazon, yeah, or Archer Daniels Midland or Cargill, yeah, the people that tend to hire a lot of illegals, yes. No, but Hasigi just keeps freaking out about every little thing. You need to take a Quaalude and calm down, Hasigi, okay? You didn't get a denial letter. You need to get that case delinked because you said that person was denied. I'm not sure how you do that other than send them an email, okay? But you get excited every time about everything. You're panicking over that. Virtuoso Cape said, overthink things. No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Eagle in the White House that Trump gifted. No, I didn't. No. Let me see where it is. White House Eagle. White House Eagle gift. Okay. I haven't seen it. Oh, wow. That's cool. Well, they said there's errors in it. Yeah, they're just losing their minds because they're pathetic losers. There's nothing wrong with this thing. Looks all right to me. Their feelings you just hurt. Got our Social Security booking for the 28th. Okay, that's kind of late. We don't have Quaaludes, but here I'm sure there's good. Hey, Rasta. Vanessa, did you see the Eagle in the White House? Yeah, that's one I just showed. Mr. QB. No, Hasigi, don't apologize. I understand the stress you're under and the pressure you're under, but you do overreact to things all the time. You constantly question things, and I understand why. I just wish you would get over here so that we can stop dealing with you panicking. I really wish it would work for you. Why does Henry keep putting the Bill Tom Barbie song back in there again? The interview was strict and a little bit scary, but fair, and RC has been treating us very well, okay? Hey, Carlos, what's up? No, I don't. No, we don't get Amber. Amber alerts are done in states. We don't get it from here, no. EAD like 2 days after my Social Security number. That's not something to worry about. Yep. Who cares if it's AI? He made a picture. It's not the point. No, there's nothing wrong with saying when you get Social Security appointments and when you get EADs and stuff like that. It doesn't affect people over here, and it can't affect your case. Someone called vandalized reflecting pool could face. Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, the former Olympian who claimed he didn't do anything has been indicted now. Yep, Trump administration indicts this clown. He claimed he didn't do anything wrong. David Hearn could face 10 years in prison if convicted, but critics question the legitimacy of Trump's vandalism. Of course they do, because they're a bunch of leftists. Administration has announced felony charge against former Olympic athlete for allegedly harming the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. At a news conference, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro accused professional canoeist David Hearn, 67, of deliberately vandalizing the pool. Today, a grand jury has returned a felony indictment against the defendant, David Heron, for felony destruction of property for which he faces 10 years in prison. She proceeded to call the destruction of national monuments one of the most offensive images she has seen. This unchecked vandalism and civil disorder turns into criminal behavior, and that's why we're here today. They're an affront to the dignity of our shared history. He's denied having done any vandalism, saying like many Americans, he's simply curious about the reflecting pool. The reflecting pool had been the subject of a renovation effort by Trump, which began in April. But obviously they've got something on the guy. Obviously they got something on him. Yep. Next week I write my final engineering board exams. Amelia Colonel is calm. Okay. Ying Ying's wailing. Made me think of Forrest Gump, Jenny. Oh yeah, with the reflecting pool. Yeah, no, Carlos. I'm over that chest infection that I had. It's gone. It's gone. These sleeves are not playing nice here. There we go. Yeah, it's gone. Talking about people in the refugee program in South Africa says vodka. Oh yeah, well I agree, vodka. Yeah, no one in South Africa should be disclosing any of that stuff. Where you're going, any of that, you shouldn't do it. I've always advised against that. It drove me nuts that people did that stuff in their Facebook groups. Well, a Venezuelan man has been pulled alive from rubble 8 days after the twin earthquakes. Rescuers pulled a 43-year-old security guard alive from a collapsed basement early Thursday, ending a grueling days-long operation that became a symbol of hope after the devastation of the twin earthquakes. Hernan Alberto Gil Flores emerged to safety covered in dust atop a stretcher surrounded by rescue workers that had been trapped since June 24th under rubble in the basement of a shopping center. Rescuers initially made contact with him over the weekend, working with 100 hours to free him, navigating highly unstable structure, torrential rain, and persistent aftershocks. Wow. Teams carrying flags from around the world cheered as a rescuer carried Flores, wearing an oxygen mask and covered in an orange tarp, through throngs of people to ambulance where they methodically checked his vital signs. One Chilean rescuer carried a stretcher, pumped his fists to enjoy. A group of men in red Costa Rican uniforms embraced and laughed in relief. Others broke out in applause. When we found him, he asked us not to tell his wife that he was alive just in case he wouldn't make it. We were never going to leave him there. It's a small miracle. He worked as a night shift security guard at the complex and was inside his small security cabin when the first violent tremor struck. While surrounding concrete structure collapsed around him, his cabin held ground, shielding him from crushing debris and creating a vital pocket of air. Wow, that's amazing. A specialized team from Costa Rican Red Cross first detected signs of life and established contact with him on Sunday. Wow. His wife, Guzbimar Gonzalez, told AP that she grappled with despair for days. When I heard he was alive, I saw a ray of light in the darkness. The couple has 2 children, ages 8 and 10. That's amazing. They used a telescopic camera to help maintain constant contact with him, passing water and liquid nutrients through a narrow shaft to keep him hydrated during the final 3 days of the rescue. Maria Paz Campos, a veteran firefighter in Chile, talked him through the entire operation, kept him calm. Well done. There she is. She's a hero. There she is. She's a hero. In a video published by Chilean firefighters in the hours before the rescue, he's seen drawing seemingly to pass the time. Wow. That's an amazing story. That's an amazing story. Congratulations. Yeah, Carlos, I'm not sure. Let me think about it. Debbie, I've been better the last few months, staying away from refugee stuff, but the last few days have been hectic, so I need to start cutting myself again. Well, don't cut yourself off from the news program, Sigi. We love you being around, or night owls, okay? But yeah, just stay out of the groups. Back a buddy, get your new clock. Well, let me see how much that clock cost out. I bought it from Amazon, so let me just take a look. I bet it's ridiculously expensive. Of course, it's from China. Who knows? Let me see. Where's Amazon at? Okay, I gotta go to my history. Orders. Oh, I'm signed out of my account. Damn it, I didn't realize that. Okay. Okay. Search orders. Okay, let's see. I ordered that in 2023, and I paid... No, I didn't pay that much. I paid $33 for it. Let's see if it's even available anymore. Oh, now it's $24. It's only $25 now for that clock. And it has a remote now. I don't remember it having a remote before. Did I get a remote with that thing? Huh. I'm going to add it to my cart. Wow, I'll be darned. It's cheaper now. Ain't that something? What about that inflation, man? It's $9 cheaper than when I bought it before. Ooh, here's a blue one. All right, so there, I put it in. Yeah, Prime Days came and went. Didn't really do much for me. Oh, that's cool, except it's crappy. I wonder. Oh, that's for DVDs, not books. It's not a bookshelf. Okay, so yeah. Anyway. So I put it in my basket for later. I'll look at it. A little later this morning. What's that, Last Domino? Yeah, you've been here 6 months now, Lee. How's life other than it's hotter than heck in Connecticut? The show should be called Early Birds. Well, Mr. QB, it's Night Owls because the program was started when it was night in South Africa. I used to do this every day at 3:30. Remember that? The OGs remember that I used to do the show at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, which was 9:30 or 10:30 South African time. That's why. Yeah, Henry, those cost a lot more money. I'm not Bill Gates. So that's why the show is called Night Owls. And I shifted tonight because of all the refugee stuff. We tried, people kept intruding in the news, and so I said I'll address this later on, and we started doing this in the evening. So it's driving you insane. So you don't realize how lucky they are. You know, most Americans don't realize how lucky they are. I haven't seen Arctic in donkey years, Light Rain. He's, I don't know what he's doing. Don't know what he's doing. AI sucks. Well, that's nice, Ryan. You're going to paint me all the pictures I need for my thumbnails? Yeah. Anyway. All right. How we doing here? Yeah, I think Portugal won, but the other guys are robbed. So they've already looked at this SARS crap where we have to declare, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Everyone's worried about that. This is exactly what I said. Don't lose sleep over it. It doesn't work. All South African travelers must now submit a SARS form online. Good luck with that. The South African Revenue Service now requiring all travelers entering and leaving South Africa to complete an online declaration form. The application channels were not working on Thursday, the day after the form became mandatory. Oh, my goodness. The aim was to make it easier for travelers to comply with customs formalities before arriving at port of entry. It doesn't make it easier. It makes it harder by helping them declare goods. You don't have to declare anything if it's under a certain amount. SARS noted that while travelers must fill in the form, those travelers who did not fill in the form would not be denied entry. But it didn't work. An unexpected error has occurred. We apologize for the inconvenience. Yeah, because it's SARS. And because it's South Africa. And crap doesn't work. And when they reached out to SARS, they had no comment. Thank you, Belinda, for subscribing. Someone threw garbage out the window. Well, that's terrible. At the car? Typing without your glasses on the tablet. Okay. Middle of the night in America. That's why it's Night Owls. Yep. Yeah, right, Andre. They can go fly a kite. I agree. Nope. Obviously, Jessica, they don't test them. They're just idiots. They're just idiots. They're just idiots. Not a surprise. Yep. Not a surprise. Anyway. SARS never comments on anything. No, they just put unconstitutional rules in place to deprive people of their resources, their money, their livelihood. Bastardi. Yeah, car. Yeah, no, that irritates me. It's usually the lefties that are ones complaining about climate change, and they throw all their trash out and it winds up in our waterways. Pigs. Excluding Saudi businessmen with bribe money. Well, you mean Sudanese? Sudanese businessmen. Mr. Mustafa was from Sudan. Supposedly. Yep. Hey, CB, what's up? What's going on? Anyway, lots of stuff coming up, folks. Curry Cup is coming. The Nations Championship is coming. Yeah, and then the All Blacks tour. We've got lots going on here in the next few weeks. Lots going on. So we'll see how it goes. SARS must have been game developers. They don't test anything other. Could be. That might be what it is. Hey, Maddies, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Anyway, what is it's now 6 a.m. there. Okay. I don't think it would affect their visa. Why would they withdraw from the program? I don't understand that. Why did somebody go to all the trouble to participate in this program only to withdraw from it? If you withdraw from this program, then except under the most bizarre circumstances, you weren't serious about it. Harley says, I just realized why your communication style resonates with me. You speak military and I understand military. Well, I don't know if I speak military, but I certainly speak reason. It's like tonight when people came in to complain about someone else at work and they're like this and that. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not accurate. That's not true. I have to deal in facts. You're just telling me your opinion. I'm not discounting your opinion. Your opinion is valuable, but it's not a fact. I can't act on opinion. I can investigate, but I can't act on opinion. I have to see if there's any merit to it. Oh, yeah, the World Cup is very interesting right now. Even though I hate soccer, it's really good. Nervous and ecstatic, how you doing? Well, Maddie, why are you nervous and ecstatic? Okay. Frosty morning to Rick Hearn. How's it going, man? It's weird. People are popping in the chat, but the numbers of people watching the show supposedly is dropping. We had 200 a minute ago. We dropped to 180, 185. Now it's just dropped to 179. But I just saw 5 more people join the chat that weren't here 5 minutes ago. Hello, Louise Duplessis. Colonel's direct, and that is why I like. He does it with compassion. Thank you, see. I do it with compassion. Not everybody sees that. Not everybody sees that. I think it's time for a lighthearted moment, don't you guys? We've been talking all this heavy stuff tonight. It is Night Owls after all, right? Right? It's Night Owls. Let's do something a little lighthearted, right? Let's do something a little bit lighter. Okay, let me find something lighthearted here. What's a good one here? It's a good one here. Oh, here you go. This one's always fun. I don't love Dr. Pepper. I drank it as a kid, but I don't like it. I like root beer.
Cyril the waffle man stands in the haze. His words like syrup in a sticky maze. Leads like a noodle, limp and wet, promises made, but none are met. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drips, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Poverty creeps, it's a thief in the dark. Empty pockets, no spark, no mark. Crime's a beast with 1,000 teeth. It bites, it scars, no sweet
all right, Sally.
relief. No backbone, no fight, falling shadows in the night. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan? Spinning circles, no solid stand. South Africa drifts, no rudder, no hand. Cyril the waffle man, where's the plan?
You guys missed the baby videos? They're here. I just get copyright claims, so I always have to get rid of them. I mean, it's just insane. Oh, it's been 3 weeks. Okay, get a grip. I mean, honestly, people have no idea what's involved here. A thorough background investigation must be completed to prove who you are, where you're from, what you're saying is true. That has to take place. There's an administrative process that has to take place. Interviews have to be conducted. Medical screening has to be done. All this stuff takes time. Yep. Unfortunately, the music gets me a copyright claim, so that's kind of a headache. It's so funny. Yeah, they didn't like the baby Wyatt. I broke the internet. Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Baby shark, doo doo doo. Here we go with that. Oh my goodness. I'm supposed to be getting some more of those soon. I was promised. Oh, yeah. What about the one that's a plane? What's the one with the plane? Captain. This one was fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We're now ascending to 30,000 feet for cruising level over the South Atlantic. At this time, if you'd like to move about the cabin, you'll find Colonel Chris Wyatt will be sitting in seat 37 Delta in the back of the plane in economy because he's a poor guy that doesn't get many super chats. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We're now... No, that was me. Someone took it from one of my videos and then put the animation in behind it. So I didn't do that. I didn't make those. The booze in the U.S. is so much cheaper. If you say so. Did you record the No. Okay. Yeah, no, that was fun. Yep. Yeah, that's it's people made those last year. So here's one that some people love, but I haven't heard anyone ask for this one in a while. Yeah. The Penguins have these.
Waddling around in their icy suits, little tuxedo troops in boots. Do they have knees? Do they bend? Or just straight lines to the bitter end? Rocket like beneath the waves. Clumsy kings on snowy graves. Do penguins have knees? Tell me please. Do penguins have knees? Mystery of the seas. On the ice they shuffle slow, a penguin parade where the cold winds blow. But underwater, oh they fly, fins like wings cutting through the sky. Falling stars on frozen shores. Legs or not, they still enjoy. Do penguins have knees? Tell me please. Oh, do penguins have knees? Hidden joints, a secret tease. You know.
Penguins have knees. CB out of here? Where'd CB go? Oh, gotta go. Make it count. Yep. I'm making one captain make an announcement all tourists to stuff their money in the plane seat. 5-year brand new. They start importing it to a large amount of South African H2O workers. Really? Okay. Huh. Tot ziens, Jan!
Vir 300 jaar was hy die enigste naam, die ou in die hoed wat al die skuld geneem het. Arme ou Jan met sy Nederlandse oosvloot, westig winkel op 'n straat in Kaapstad. Die ANC het 'n gunsteling reël gehad, as dinge verkeerd loop is dit 'n Jan gemaakte ontwerp. Van die moenie trek door die wenners parade, elke enkele skuld was 'n prys wat Jan betaal het voor koor. O, die geskiedenisboeke kry rus. Ons het 'n nuwe ou gevind om op die proef te stel. Sit die portret weg. Bære die ou veerpin. Daar is 'n splinternuwe skak vir die politieke wetsontwerp. Koor, ons verruil die Jankaart vir 'n Trumpkaart. Dis die blink nuwe manier om die Blamspel hard te speel. Gaan die krag uit, is die pad vol gate. Moenie na die begroting of die kieserspeilings kyk nie. Draai net daar die kaart om, sien die goue hare. Die don is die rede vir die slytasie. Ja, ons verruil vandag die Jankaart vir 'n Trumpkaart. Die infrastruktuur verkrummel, die krane loop leeg. Maar moenie vra hoe, moenie vra hoekom nie. Vergeet die jare van dieselfde ou groep. Die oranje man en Daisy kom vir jou. Ongelykheid styg, dis 'n Mar-a-Lago komplot. Hy is so gemeen en boos, glo dit of nie. Die oorspronklike gangster is uit-ideer, want Jan van Riebeeck is nie meer moordnieuws nie. Brug is die nuwe sondebok. Die vars allebei. Wanneer die beloftes in 'n leuen verander, koers sluit aan. Amerika is gemeen, die wêreld is so koud. Dis die beste storie wat nog ooit vertel is. Kry jou kaart, speel jou deel, gitaar, sing dit is solo. Ons ruil die Jankaart vir 'n Trumpkaart. Dis die blink nuwe manier om die Blamspel hard te speel. Gaan die krag uit, is die pad vol gate. Moenie na die begroting of die kieserspeilings kyk nie. Draai net daar die kaart om, sien die goue hare. Die don is die rede vir die slytasie. Ja, ons ruil vandag die Jankaart vir 'n Trumpkaart. Ons ruil die Jankaart, tot ziens Jan.
Sien jou later,
Hallo Don,
jy's die heide.
dis nou alles sy skuld, elke liewe bietjie daarvan. Kyk na die kaart, baba.
Laaste vonkel in die sintklokkie.
Ah, boy, that was a clever one. I came up with trading the on card. I did it in English and in Afrikaans. Mark Sharp. Okay. Well, Mark, I'll look at your email while I listen to the voices in my head.
The voices whisper, soft as rain. Each one dancing in my brain. Am I crazy or just free? Tell me now, what do you see? It's getting crowded in my head. Oh yeah, they laugh, they sing, they paint it red.
Yeah, the voices in my head. Well, it's time to tell the voice in my head to go to sleep. People are going to work in South Africa. People need to go to bed on this side of the Atlantic. And I will catch you all tomorrow. I need to get up early so I can make my way over to the hotel to link up with those guys. All right. Now, 6 minutes behind the feed from the Colonel through bars fully, right? So technically live. Will doctor prescribe meds for ADHD be accepted? D. Pepper, if you have ADHD and you have a prescription from a doctor, of course your meds will be accepted. I don't know if you have the same medications here, but they probably good chance of it. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. All right. All right, Veroshka, get some rest. I'll see you guys later. All right. Cool beans. All right. We're all a day older, and that's a good thing. The alternative isn't pretty. God bless. Thank you all for your viewership and your patronage of the program. No super chats tonight, were there? No super chats. And we didn't even get to 200 likes, but that's okay. We did get over 1,000 views, so thanks. I'll see you all later. And those of you still with us, we'll catch you later on. Hang in there, folks. Those of you with denial letters, hang in there. It's not the end of the world. We'll get through this, all right? God bless and have a good night. And a good start to the day in South Africa and around the world.